is up, guys? Bob's here, back on the Kingdom of Retro Gaming, and we are doing it a little different today. People seem to like the retro wish list, so we're going to hit you up with another list. And this one is weird sports games. Now, we've got our basic franchises. We've got FIFA, we've got NBA, we've got the NHL franchises, all the 2K franchises, and then you've got the weird out there ones. And those are the ones I'm going to focus on today. Some I played growing up, some I have recently found and just think are crazy, but I love the weird and wacky. So let's take a look at some of the weirdest and wackiest sports games ever made. Let's go.
Let's start with bowling. We all know that Wii Bowling is the GOAT of bowling games, and honestly, it's up there with one of the best sports games in general. Wii Sports changed gaming forever. But we're not here to talk about great games, we're here to talk about the weird ones. So let's start with Milo's Astro Lanes. Growing up as a Nintendo kid, 10-year-old Bobo had very few opportunities to buy N64 games. Birthdays, Christmas, then maybe if we were on holiday or something. We had a watch shop on our island where we live in Hong Kong, and it was called Timepiece. Now, they had about 5 N64 games in the window alongside all the expensive watches at any one time. They were never big hitters. You rarely saw stuff like Super Mario 64 or GoldenEye. You were more likely to get something like Army Men Sarge's Heroes or ISS Pro 64 instead of FIFA. And one day we had a community fair just outside the shop, and I took my opportunity to pester my slightly inebriated dad for some money so I could buy the game. Knowing it would keep me quiet and out of his way, he obliged, and that is how I got Milo's Astro Lanes. What an insane game. Bowling in space on different planets with different power-ups and weapons to use against your opponents. It was an instant hit amongst me and my friends. You could turn your ball into 3 balls or make it into a giant ball to make it easier to hit the pins. Then with those same power-ups, if you used them when your opponent was bowling, you could shrink their ball into a pea or make their ball turn into acid and disintegrate. It was incredible. 4 players, a load of different levels with different space-themed obstacles and characters with catchphrases that still live with me to this day. A simple game made awesome. Milo's Astro Lanes is one of the wildest bowling games you will ever play. I mean, the title says everything you need to know about this game. Ninja Golf was released on the Atari 7800 in 1990, and it was wild. It was a golfing beat-em-up game. You started off nice and normal by hitting your shot, pretty standard. Then you would have to beat up bad guys in a side-scrolling section before reaching the green, which would then be guarded by a giant fire-breathing dragon. There are sharks in the water hazards, snakes in the sand traps. Then you had birds, gophers, frogs, all sorts of naughty animals that you had to hi-ya into oblivion before finishing the hole. A truly insane take on golf, but one that gathered quite a cult following to the point now it was actually re-released in 2019 for iOS and Android. Deadball Zone was a game that I got in a bargain bin in the year 2000. It cost me £3.99, and I thought it would be one of those play it for the weekend and leave it games. But oh, how I was wrong. With elements of American football, rugby, handball, and football all rolled into one, it was an insane futuristic take on sports. Kind of like Mutant Football League, and I absolutely loved it. You could tackle your opponents, but you could also chop them in half with a chainsaw. Now, I tried to get some real info on this game, but even its Wikipedia page is super basic, even though it had some pretty decent reviews. You could do exhibition games or a season mode, and if you stuck with the same team, you'd figure out their specials and different moves, and it became absolutely nuts. I don't know of a single other person who even knew about it, and that is what makes this game even more epic. Wrestling games have been around since 1987's Micro League Wrestling on the Commodore 64 and Atari ST. It was a super basic turn-based strategy game where you just picked the move that you wanted to do next. We then moved on to WWF WrestleMania on the NES.
The Macho Man with Acclaim's WrestleMania for the Nintendo Entertainment System. A leg drop, an elbow smash, a body slam!
WWF WrestleMania from Acclaim!
Ooh, yeah, I want a rematch!
And for a while there, wrestling games were pretty standard. 2 players fight in the ring, and you pin to win. Then we got to WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game.
It is better to give than to receive.
Give it to him good when WWF WrestleMania slams out of the arcade and into your home.
To thine own self be true.
With the most true-to-life wrestling you've ever seen.
Love thy neighbor.
But sometimes love hurts in the World Wrestling Federation.
Do unto others.
Do it to him first. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game for leading home systems from Acclaim. No pain, no gain.
And, well, things took a bit of a turn. We now had special moves, like The Undertaker hitting people with gravestones, Doink the Clown was electrocuting people, and Razor Ramon's hands were turning into chainsaws. It was total chaos. But that was still nothing on the next game we got, which is WWF In Your House on the PS1, Sega Saturn, and PC. This game kept all the craziness from WrestleMania the arcade game, but took the wrestlers into their own environments. Shawn Michaels had a nightclub, The Undertaker had a crypt, The Ultimate Warrior is in a desert, which I'm assuming is meant to be parts unknown, which is where he was billed from. It played more like a Mortal Kombat game with super moves and special powers, as opposed to any regular wrestling game, which was awesome if you like that style of fighting game, but not so awesome if you preferred a more traditional style wrestling game.
And perfectly done. Wait a minute. Belly to belly suplex. What a blow.
Play with a friend, or play with yourself. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Tecmo. 100% games.
For hot beaches, there's no power greater than X.
Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball was released on the original Xbox in 2003, and it is insane. Going in a completely different direction from any other game in the DOA franchise, this moves away from fighting and follows the women of the franchise taking part in a volleyball tournament. The main plot of the story mode starts with Zack from DOA 3 spending his winning money from the tournament to buy a private island. And then he lies to the women about the next tournament being held there. Yeah, it is weird. So you pick a player, and every day you have to do 3 different activities. Morning, afternoon, at night. You can do stuff like relax on the beach, or you can court new players to be your partner for doubles matches, and you can even gamble in the casino. The more money you make from winning matches or in the casino, the more money you can use to buy gifts like bikinis or food for either your own player, or you can gift them to other players to impress them and get them to play doubles with you. The actual volleyball mechanics are pretty good, controls are solid, the players look great, with certain assets highlighted a little more than may have been necessary. But overall, a super fun, different take from previous volleyball games and a worthy addition to our list.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever
never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented
weird and wacky sports games from a bunch of different consoles. I hope you've enjoyed the list. We've got a few more in the works, a few more reviews coming in from some different plug and play consoles and stuff like that. So please, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys next time. I am Bobs. This is the Kingdom of Retro Gaming. Peace.